Classic, the 13th annual Metro Classic. Jake Schwartz again, and
Brandon Marazzo.
Brandon Marazzo, of course. Yes, we apologize. Of course, we've been saying your name too much, and now, yeah, I'm just glad that I was able to. So, yes, the final game again of day one concludes. And Brendan, your thoughts thus far as we get set for St. Peter's Prep and St. Rose?
I'll tell you right now, I'm so hyped to see a St. Rose team come up here and get after it against one of the best programs in North Jersey in St. Peter's. I mean, we got a lot of talent in this one. I'm looking out for Jalen Rose in this one, of course, brother of Matt Hodge, Villanova player right now. Jayden Hodge, just one of the best players, a top 100 in his class, is a scoring machine, and he has a heck of a roster behind him getting after. And then, of course, on the other side, St. Peter's, unfortunately, some controversy with Kaner Spear no longer with the program.
Yeah, violation. So we are told that it is a violation, again, of team rules, so we cannot comment any further, again, due to the state of New Jersey rules. But we do know, Kaner he's no more.
Not here. I believe currently not with the team. We'll see how that plays out.
Yeah.
But we're going to leave that right with that.
And I just want to say one quick thing again. We wish him the very best of luck. This is a young man who came over from Don Bosco Prep, one of the most probably highest prize recruits since Mark Armstrong just a few years back, had a successful career at Villanova.
So, Mason Santiago and Richie Rosa and Derek Gomez still rounding out the core of this St. Peter's team. Of course, St. Peter's going to be rocking the white with the maroon trim. And, of course, St. Rose in the patented purple trim with the yellow Laker-esque jersey.
Well, let's get to it with the starting lineups for St. Peter's Prep. Richie Rosa, Derek Gomez, Mason Santiago, Eric Porch, Nick Ferdinand, Alex Mirabel over 10-plus seasons as the Marauders coach. St. Rose, led by Tyler Cameron, Brian Ebeling, Avery Lynch, Jayden Hodge, Evan Romano, and we are off and running again. Here the final game of the first game. And moments ago, I just witnessed, the three of us witnessed, as we're about to be joined again by our third member of this broadcast, as we witnessed yet another Montverde shellacking.
Yeah, I mean, they're one of the best teams at this tournament, no question about it. They flexed the muscles in their first game, and we get to see them again on Saturday. What a treat.
And, you mentioned, and that's a nice move, by the way, by Porch, as, again, you just we welcome you, of course, into the broadcast. We were just talking about how Kaner Esprilla gone from the program. We wish him nothing but the best. What happens with that? What does his loss do for this program?
Yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting to see who steps up. Obviously, you see Nick Ferdinand down there kind of playing that pseudo big man role alongside Derek Gomez. So it's a huge piece of what they were trying to do. Now no longer with the program. Obviously, it's going to fall a lot on the guards offensively, I think, in replacing that offensive production.
Yep, go ahead.
And you mentioned with Derek Gomez, of course, I think the role comes there. He's a big man that now has to play an even bigger role into it. And listen, the St. Peter's team has the same core as last year. Of course, some big players missing, but the guys that they knew for a fact that they were going to have coming into the season, that's still here remaining, and that's what they have to focus on.
And we focus on a St. Rose team that, again, was one of the top, if not the top programs. I think they are still, correct me if I'm wrong, number one in overall the entire state of New Jersey. The Matt Hodge era has come to a close. Brian Lynch, ever since he's arrived at the program, has done probably as good of a job. I mean, this team just a few years back, nobody even really knew the school even existed. He has brought success to that school. And by the way, folks, of course, Miami Heat assistant coach Malik Allen was here tonight. Both he and Brian, teammates back in their early days at Villanova. And that's, speaking of Matt Hodge, his brother Jayden at the line, missing a pair. You don't see that in Hodge land.
We made up for it quickly there,
yes,
getting the easy two after the rebound. Listen, you talk to Coach Lynch. He knows this isn't the same team as last year, the last 2 years, because they've kind of had a storybook run. But he said this is still a great group. They're maybe even a little bit deeper, even though they don't have that star power at the top with Matt Hodge next to Jayden Hodge. But he says this is still a great team.
You also mentioned, and forgot to mention, Gio Panzini, who was also one of the big core of the guard play that was on Lynch's team last season, as moments ago Mason Santiago, 5 of the first 7 scored of the talented 6-foot junior guard.
Well, you know, they still have a squad, as you were talking about, with the depth, Jackie, of course, Evan Romano paired with Hodge, and of course, we talk about Coach Lynch. How about nephew Avery Lynch is really flourishing in this system, and pair all that with the guy who I like to call the Pitbull, Brian Ebling, the way that he plays the game. I mean, this is a solid core for the Purple Roses.
No question about that. I agree with that 100%. Pitbull would certainly be, I think you were just being nice on that one, because he is definitely ferocious on both sides of the ball. You mentioned right there, there's Tyler Cameron, another example of hustle. Oh, might have gotten away with a travel by Porch. Left-hand scoop goes, and Brian Lynch, I think he's seen enough.
Yeah, listen, this is what you're going to get out of a St. Peter's team. They are going to try and run you up and down out of the gym. They're going to bring that physicality from the opening tip-off. And Coach Lynch knew it, and he said, we're going to have to meet that physicality. You know, they embody what a Jersey City team wants to be. And it all starts at the top with Coach Alex Mirabel. He said, we want to turn these games really into a dogfight as much as we possibly can. And I think you've seen that early on. St. Peter's Prep has kind of jumped on the Purple Roses. It's hard to prepare for a game like this because the intensity that St. Peter's brings is very tough to replicate in practice.
And Essex County has, in my opinion, has been one of, if not the most dominant leagues here in the state of New Jersey. And now they've just kind of added firepower with the return of St. Benedict's Prep. Now that really adds a lot. Now I know that St. Benedict's isn't the same team that they've been over the years, but you're talking about a school that, Mark Taylor still can recruit. The guy still loves to win at any type of cost. And you throw him into the fire. I think that's, they contended, I think, last year in their first year back in the Essex County with a St. Peter's Prep. So, again, there's certainly there's a ways, again, to go. We're only in February again. So, again, we're getting closer and inching closer to the playoffs. Is that turnaround jump shot no good, again, by Avery Lynch, who, again, one of the big pieces for Coach Brian Lynch. Long corner 3. That one is no good. And the rebound again brought down Evan Romano again. And just good basketball we're seeing, gentlemen, with St. Rose and St. Peter Prep. Great way to close out again night 1 of the Metro Classic.
Yeah, St. Rose, a little bit slow out of the gates here offensively. Don't expect that to continue. There is too much firepower on this team. They're going to find that stroke offensively eventually. And if you're St. Peter's, you got to try and take advantage and extend this lead as much as you can. Well, the lid is on the rim, for lack of a better word, for the Purple Roses.
Well said, and you know what? St. Rose can fight at just about any type of cost, as that foul's going to be committed by Ebeling, his first personal and team first. So both teams now with 1 foul. First shot up and good for Double R, Richie Rosa. He's one of my favorite guards again to watch. Really, Mark Armstrong, I always felt like was somebody who mentored him when Richie, keep in mind he's only a junior, but I felt like he had a lot to learn from the likes of Mark. Mark really did tutor him through the years as Brian Ebling gets that field goal. It's 10-4. St. Peter's again on top, and they're really going to need a little bit more than Jayden Hodge again to stop this Marauder attack.
And Ebling isn't exactly a guy who the offense runs through for St. Rose, but one thing Coach Lynch told me earlier this week was that Ebling can get buckets at important times in the game. That was one right there.
That's a good example of that. And a long 3 again. Santiago, he's 2 for 4 now with 8 points, or should say 4 or 5, 8 points.
And that time with Ebling right in his face, just a nice job of keeping his eyes on the basket and making the shot count. And how about the turnover here? Almost for Derek Gomez. Some good defense here from the Marauders.
I love this pressure, like you just mentioned again. This team, again, just playing fiddle. Oh, good backdoor cut inside. And getting the basket to go is Romano.
It's a beautiful feed by Isaiah Cooper, just a freshman, but making a big impact for the Purple Roses. Coach Lynch said he thinks he's one of the best guards in the freshman class in the state of New Jersey. He's part of a big-time basketball family. His older brothers played at a high level, and he did a lot of learning from them. And he's going to be a big piece of this program the next couple of years.
Yeah, I've never actually heard, believe it or not, I don't think I've ever actually, I don't think I remember the name Isaiah Cooper. I could be wrong again about the
word. Start to learn it.
I thank you, gentlemen, for that. As always, as another three. Who else? This one's Gomez. Gomez downtown, and again, the Marauder shooting just 40% or better here in this first quarter. And again, good ball movement, good touch pass. Romano does it again.
Great cut to the basket, a nice dish. Got to get some assists going, got to get as many guys in on the play as possible. They started off just a little bit slow. This is how you get warmed up and back into it.
This is the NJ Hoop Recruit, powered again by All Abilities Live. St. Peter's Prep and St. Rose, 16-8 is the score in favor of the Marauders. And again, we thank you all for spending your Thursday afternoon with us. You know, what started out as a kind of a messy morning turned into a, well, let's just say the clouds again helped us to get over here. I don't think anybody had any trouble getting over here again with the weather, and we're very thankful again of that, because we did see 6 phenomenal basketball games, and that included seeing both Montfort's high school and post-grad team. And I got to tell you, folks, both their teams certainly, well, I did what they could. Now, they did lose to Legacy, the post-grad team, but the national team is really, they're just no joke.
And a nice knockdown corner three there from Eric Porch. He's a guy that played a role off the bench last season, really stepping into an extended role this season. He's made the most of it.
Hodge again fouled on the other end. And with less than 2 minutes left to go, he'll go to the line again. And Jayden Hodge, of course, with the PSA Cardinals, just like his brother Matthew, of course, is 90 feet from us floor side. He and I were joking around again before the game, and I'll tell you, the first time I met this guy, I said, I can't wait to see what he does at Villanova. I know he's not playing this year, but look out. Once that eligibility comes, he's going to be a force to be reckoned with.
Don't even get me started on that eligibility. I'll declare shenanigans every time.
And I'll say this.
This is true.
Apparently,
you got that right. That's fair. No, that's fair.
He's still been practicing with the team, and
yes,
apparently in practice he has really been a standout, and they're expecting big things from him moving forward.
They should, because he's the complete package. 6'8", pure muscle, and he's a big who has vision, unselfish, a nice touch. He could shoot the 3-ball. I mean, the kid is really a complete player for somebody with that size. I cannot wait to see him on the Villanova court. And like I said, don't get me started with the eligibility.
Yes.
It drives me crazy.
Yes, it was not right. I agree with that 100% for what happened and why it didn't happen. We really are not supposed to get into that. We're going to leave it at that. But once he is cleared, he will be an impact right away. Right away. I don't think there's any doubt. And I think this is one of the reasons what's making Kyle Neptune one of the most underrated coaches in the country. As Richie Rosa moments ago, I think he missed the and one. He tries again. He misses that one. And then getting it back, getting hit, and going to the line. Nick Ferdinand, 2 shots again coming up for him. But, you know, over the years, Alex Mirabel continues to produce national crop from New Jersey. He really continues, you know, why teams want to play this Jersey City program. And let's not forget, we all know about the late St. Anthony's. We all know about Hudson Catholic with the great duo of Tahad Pettiford and, you know, and I forget that other, who's that really good guard from Elijah Gertrude. Excuse me. And, of course, Javon Quinterly, Luke King, and Luther Muhammad. I mean, Jersey City just produces such great basketball.
I thought you were talking about Alex Masung playing over at Pitt right now.
Oh, yes, that's true. That is true. I forgot about him. See, this is what happens again when you don't live here. This could be a problem.
And I'll tell you what, St. Rose has to find something with one of these combination of guards here. I told you, they're going to get that offense going at some point. But now in a 22-9 hole, just 45 seconds to go, one of these guard combos has to step up for the Purple Roses and get them into their offense, which they've struggled with.
As again from the corner, there's little Isaiah Cooper. I think he comes in at about 5 feet, 8 inches tall. He's hit, whistles against Silent. They'll keep it again here. Back to Hodge. Hodge again back out. Corner, top 3. Romano, that one no good. Good box out again. Here come the Marauders. They're on the run. Here comes Eric Porch. Porch back out again, goes to Rosa. And again, St. Peter's, you think, is going for the last shot here. Caden Post into the ball game. Goes back out again to Porch. Porch again trying to get the screen. He's got Jayden Hodge again on him. He's got 13. Goes back again to Rosa. Double R again. And now they switch.
Got to go here.
Asking for a clear out here.
Rosa. Dribble drive, pull up jumper, got it to go! What a play by Rosa! He beats the buzzer, and just like that, the Marauders jump out to a 24-9 lead.
Well, listen, fellas, let me tell you right now, if there's one thing, being one myself, if there's one thing that us Latin men do not lack, it is confidence. My man calls for the clear out right there, asks for the ISO on their best player in Hodge, and just a little between the legs, a little step back, contested, and he still gets it to fall. Unbelievable.
Yeah, and he's got a flair for the dramatic throughout his career. He went semi-viral last year, hitting a buzzer-beating half-court shot to beat rival Hudson Catholic and made the SportsCenter top 10. So
really? I think I did hear about that,
He is used to this kind of spotlight and taking those big shots as the clock is expiring. And I'm saying he's got to go. He's in no rush out there. He knows what he's doing. He knows exactly how much time he needs. That was pure. You couldn't defend it any better, and he still made it count.
Jackie plays for the Puerto Rican national team. I mean, this kid gets it done. International,
yes,
New Jersey, wherever you want it. And Jack, I saw the panic a little bit in your eyes. You were like, what's going on here? And I'm looking at it too like, interesting to call out.
Trust.
But we should have known. We should have known. Just trust in it. Maybe not the shot selection that every coach is looking for, but when you got capabilities like that, I mean, why not?
So Mason Santiago leads the way with 8 points, and not a whole lot of scoring, just Evan Romano again with 4. But again, I think I know where you're going with this. And again, you're talking about a team that just is such a well-balanced. I never even actually knew that. Maybe I'd heard that Rosa had been with the Puerto Rican national team. I mean, again, this just shows why these players can play well. They strive for big moments. As St. Rose is going to start the second quarter again with the ball, alongside the members of the New Jersey Hoop Recruit staff. Jake Schwartz again. And that was a nice move.
Evan Romano, I mean, he's a kind of an underrated piece of the St. Rose team. And there he is with the block.
That one you didn't really see coming. You hate to say that.
And and Post just stepped on the line. Here's the thing about Romano. Last year he kind of played a backseat role, but Coach Lynch said he's an underrated part of this offense, and a lot of what they do is trying to get him cooking early in the game, because when he's hot, he scores it like almost nobody else in the state.
Well, St. Rose again trying to capitalize all alone. That's Jayden Hodge. He can't connect. The rebound again. Brought down. Floater. Up and good for Orion Campbell, the talented junior. And again, you mentioned how deep this St. Rose team again is. It's certainly again showing why. There's got to be at least 3, maybe 4 good guards off the bench for Coach Brian Lynch. This team will continue to be a heavyweight type of program. Should make a lot of noise again in the new NJSI AA as Rosa gets it back. He gets the screen. Rosa back out, goes to Post. Post back out against Santiago. And I think they're going to call this, I think it's going to go against, offensive foul, I believe.
No, I think they got Orion Campbell. It was kind of a 50-50 call there with the screen, and I think they say Orion Campbell got the chicken wing out.
Oh, that's good. That's well said, yeah. Or as they call it in college, the arm bar. Chicken wing, arm bar, I think it's the same. Yeah, it's pretty much the same thing, though. So just about a minute and a half gone by here in the second quarter. 24-13 again. The Marauders again with the lead. Dribble handoff back to Santiago. Back he goes to Porch. Porch again with it. Goes back to Rosa. Rosa trying to get by Hodge. It does. Rosa left hand gets it to go again. And Richie Rosa. He's turning from Richie Rosa to Richie Rich with 7 points on that one. 6:05 again left to go. Jayden Hodge again gets it. Hodge, the dribble, drive. He's got the Hodge punch just like that. Hodge delivering on the goods. Seems like anything Hodge could do, Rosa could do, Hodge could do better.
I mean, Hodge showing off the size on that one. I mean, he's so big, people tend to forget. He's only a junior, guys. He still has another year left here with St. Rose. I mean, just imagine what he's going to be like at the collegiate level, putting on just a little bit more muscle. He already has such talent. You look at him and Matt, they remind me of the Ball brothers, honestly, and he's more like the LaMelo of the two of them.
You just saw an example right there. Good 2-on-1 over to Jayden Hodge, and Alex Mirabel has seen enough as the Purple Roses making a run. They are down by 9 here in the New Jersey Hoop Recruits coverage of the Metro Classic, powered by All Abilities Live.
And you knew it was only going to be so long that St. Rose offense had a lid on it. And you saw coming out in this second quarter, it was Jayden Hodge and Evan Romano spearheading that offense. Coach Lynch said when those guys get cooking, they are almost impossible to stop. You've seen it on display to start the second, and that's what St. Rose is going to need more of.
Yeah, I mean, you got to get those two guys involved for sure. I mean, they are the engine that makes it go. A great tandem, and then you mix in Lynch, you mix in, of course, Ebling and co, and now you're cooking with gas. But you got to be able to get these two the ball, get them in some prime situations. I love that we're seeing Hodge starting to turn up, and Romano, I just think, is somebody that does not get the flowers, no pun intended, that he deserves.
Yes, and I imagine that this is what St. Rose really has to continue to do. I know that we're not trying to look ahead, but, you know, these two games that they have here this weekend are as crucial as they can get. Of course, a tough St. Peter's team, but then you got to remember you've got Darius Adams coming in. You've got La Lumiere. You've got a national high-level type of program, and they're going to, you know, really need to go shot for shot, kind of like what they're doing right now here with St. Peter's. We're out of the timeout again. Richie Rosa with it. He's been the man here in the second quarter. He stops, pull back, jumper, he's got it again! Richie Rosa! 9 for Rosa, most of which coming here in the second quarter. He has overtaken Santiago for the league leader in points. That shot off the mark again by Romano. Here comes Rosa. Rosa spins, throws one up, whistle silent. And I like this right there as, again, Rosa just kind of like a ballerina again, had to stop, spread his wings, and give it up. Now he gets it back again here. We're approaching the halfway mark again of the first half.
This feels like a heat check coming for Rosa at some point in this possession.
I'm convinced he fell asleep watching a Kobe compilation, the way he's hitting these middies.
Well, he gives it up to Santiago. Step back again. Three-pointer. No. Rebound post. I think they're going to get him for an offensive foul by our senior official, Fred Leo.
And give credit on that possession, Orion Campbell. It felt like the entire possession, Rosa was looking to get that heat check, keep the momentum going, and Orion Campbell did not give him an inch that entire possession.
That worked out very well again, getting the ball out of Rosa's hands. It seems like right now, if you're St. Rose, that might not be a bad game plan. So again, the Roses, or Purple Roses, will bring the ball out again. This is their phenom freshman Cooper. Back out again to, again, Hodge with his brother Matthew and the Hodge family. Actually, I don't see his family. Of course, by the way, in case anybody was wondering, as that three goes for Tyler Cameron, of course, their father was, of course, a longtime coach and player at Old Dominion. So, you know, basketball is in the Hodge family's blood.
Well, I'll tell you, it even runs a little deeper. He was a teammate of Coach Brian Lynch, playing together over in Europe, and then Lynch coaching Father Hodge, and then Hodge, when he heard that Lynch was coaching here at New Jersey basketball, sends his boys to go be coached by his longtime friend. It's just a great story.
It's a wonderful family. It's kind of interesting because I think if I remember, of course, you know, Brian Lynch's wife is a former, and I don't remember her name off the top of my head, former tennis player. Did anybody know that story? I can't believe nobody knew that. So, and that's why. That's why again, you know, Brian and, or I should say, Matt and Jayden were able to come to school at St. Rose. And, you know, again, they've really have come on ever since.
I'm going to defer to my colleague Jackie Boy here. Jackie, I believe Coach Lynch came to St. Rose. His niece was playing basketball. Yeah. He went to help out there. You know the full story with that.
And that's how he started out with the program.
Oh, I did not know that.
Eventually the men's job opened up, and they had familiarity with him, and that's how he got the role. And, man, what a job he has done taking over this program. And it feels like St. Rose is in line to be in the ilk of St. Peter's and the other great programs amongst the state over the next decade.
Please go ahead.
How about the women's side of basketball, too? That program's been flourishing the last couple of years, just two top programs in the state, men's and women's, going down in Belmar. You got to love it.
It's a great location, too.
Yeah, right now you're talking about, again, we're mentioning Manasquan, we're mentioning Red Bank Catholic, we're mentioning, Randy with, of course, Brian Antoine and Scotty Lewis. We're talking about schools that over the years, it seems the Shore Conference continues to get more hype because of the stars that come out of that school. And again, now it's the Hodges. And they're just a good example. Good touch pass again to Brian Ebeling.
And that is tremendous understanding of space and use of the body by Ebeling. He could feel the defenders breathing down his neck, uses the left arm to hold off the defenders, and floats it up off glass with the right.
I thought he was going to throw that one up for Hodge, but he goes up himself. I like it.
Now, you mentioned, again, another great Shore Conference player. We're talking about a man who spent 2 years in that conference. That would be, of course, McDonald All-American Darius Adams. He's coming home, of course, starting tomorrow as his team will take on Colonia. That will have that coverage, of course, in the nightcap against the tough Aiden Durkak as that basket for Nick Ferdinand. But, Adams, we're expecting to see the defending national champions front and center. That includes head coach Dan Hurley. We've already got Jimmy Martelli from Penn State. Washington is here. And, of course, the Villanova University Wildcats and head coach Kyle Neptune. What a job he's done, again, taking over for Jay Wright.
I'll tell you what, St. Peter's defense was great in that first quarter. They can't get a stop here in the second. St. Rose has really got something to click offensively.
But here's Rosa again, throws one up, whistles again silent. He kind of just leaned in. He was hoping to get that foul call. Good D by Cameron again, and in trouble, but Rosa gets it back. He's one-on-one. Rosa up, he's got the and one. He's going to the line to shoot one.
How about Rosa able to flip the switch right there? You see the flex afterwards that take the foul, going to get that and one opportunity at the line now. He messed up a little bit real quick, giving a turnover, but just fast, active, pounces on the first ball that he sees loose, and then boom, off to the races, slows it down at the right moment, draws a foul.
And as a defender there, with a 2-on-1 facing against you, you have to know if you're going to foul a guy going up, you cannot let him get that shot up on the rim, especially Rosa, who's such a crafty finisher. If you're going to foul him, you got to wrap up, make sure he doesn't end up with an N1 like this.
He's like a snake. He just slithers. He's able to get his way. He's got 11. He misses the three-point play. Unfortunately, he turns the ball over. It'll go back to the Purple Roses. Again, they trail. The Purple Roses, that is, trail 32-24. It's St. Peter's Prep again here in this first half of play, led by Richie Rosa himself. 11 points again for him.
This is a huge final 45 seconds here. St. Rose got to get some momentum back.
That was a good example of that. Evan Romano again drawing that foul.
And Romano, he can kind of play at all three levels. He could shoot it from outside, but also, even though he's not the biggest guy on the court, can get you back to the basket in the post on similar-sized guards.
Very undersized big man, if I may say so again myself. That was a good example again right there. He's to the line again. As he hits the first.
It's the positioning for me, though, right, fellas? You see a bigger-sized defender on him, but he's able, not necessarily hook him, but able to turn the corner on him and draw that contact on it. He's just, whether it's on the defensive side, down low in the post, he's just so crafty at putting himself in the right positions for these box outs and to draw these fouls. You know, he's just really good at being at the right place to make a play.
He'll end up being, in my opinion, high Division III or low Division II type of players. Caden Post just checked in. Unfortunately, I don't think Romano can play Division I at this time, but I do think if you give him another year or so, I think he will develop, and maybe he'll play D1 late, kind of fill out somebody's bench. It seems like a lot of times these days, these D3 players they go D1. Heck, I've seen D1 guys go D3 nowadays. That's unbelievable. I've never with that transfer portal, which in my opinion is out of control. It's Post again. 17 seconds to go. Good defense, speaking of which, by Romano, and he forces a turnover. You just mentioned Romano, X Factor.
That looked like D1 defense to me,
Yeah,
boys. I'll be honest with you. I loved it.
We've seen the offense doing it on the defensive side there, and most importantly, you saw the bench. You could hear the crowd. The energy is on the side of the Purple Roses right now, and a big possession with 15 ticks to go.
And I want to mention why I said Romano is probably going to start out D1 or D2, just because of the size. It seems like coaches really tend to go after that size. But I'll tell you what, that was good D1 right there.
1 second left on the clock. Gomez can't get it off.
Wasn't even close.
Just no recognition of the situation there. He had 2 seconds, got to throw one up, but still a great first half for St. Peter's, although St. Rose closing the gap there at the end.
32-26 again, our halftime score here. Richie Rosa leading the way with 11, and Jayden Hodge with, of course, the golden voice. New Jersey Hooper Crew powered again by All Abilities Live. And thanks go out to all of our sponsors, Miller Time, Somos Community Care, of course, to all the great sponsors, the wonderful job that Franklin High School has done. And it's amazing to believe, since its inception in 2013, gentlemen, we have seen so many players come and go. It all started really with the likes of Ben Simmons, D'Angelo Russell, Carl Anthony Towns. The list just keeps growing.
Yeah, we'll see. Maybe Jayden Hodge on the floor right now could be next in that long lineage of great players. Obviously, his brother here last year is likely going to join those ranks as well. So plenty of talent here this weekend, and it's going to be another great year.
And St. Peter's Prep also, who has played in this event just about every year, has featured Villanova alum and current Brooklyn Net. I don't know if he's still with the Nets. Mark Armstrong, who, of course, had a stellar career in Jersey City, as cross-court pass again, and there's Rosa coming up with it. Rosa again, as it looks like, are we seeing zone right now, Brandon?
I believe, yeah, it looked like a 2-3 zone there for a second. Some man mixed in, trying to just give him a different look. I know there was a pass, but, Rosa clearly hooked there with the chicken wing. Even though he passes out of it, I think they absolutely got to call that one. You saw a Villanova squad here not happy with that call.
St. Peter's definitely going zone there. I know Hodge misses that 3 ball, but I don't really like the zone look against St. Rose. They got a lot of good shooters, and I think they'll shoot you out of it if you're not careful.
Now, Rosa, I believe, who scored that last basket, now up to a game high of 13 points, 34-26 again, the score. Great to see a lot of alums here with us again tonight. I saw the family of Mackenzie Mbako, who's having great success, averaging a double-double at the University of Indiana. Please, Brandon.
I believe that zone look that we're seeing is actually a 2-1-2 with the guy in the middle being able to float back and forth, trying to give it, and a nice big bucket coming up there.
Avery Lynch on that one, folks, and he continues to take on the goods, and just like that, he's getting St. Rose again back to within 8. So again, hang on, folks. This is far from over.
Yeah, very, very much so, far from over. Coach Mirabel didn't like the whistle. Thought it might have been a bit of a touch foul, but a good job by Lynch hitting the glass.
Well, I'll tell you right now, I need to know what nutritionist Lynch has, because that kid has added muscle. I mean, the last time we saw him, he looked like a freshman. Here he is looking like a junior.
He's a super hard worker. He's been working. He's the nephew of head coach Brian Lynch, and he's been working with him since 7th grade. And that's one of the first things he mentioned when I talked to him about Avery, is just how hard he works and what he's willing to put into the game. And you're seeing the returns, not only as a player, but on his body as well.
Well, it's only the first field goal again by him, but it could not have come at a better cost. 36-29 again. St. Peter's now on top, as again Rose looking to make some noise again here in the third period. It's again, that's actually Porch with it. Porch back, he goes to their man. Double R, Richie Rosa, he's fouled. They're going to call this one, I believe, on yep, that looks like it's going to be on Romano.
And it's going to be very interesting to see these final 2 quarters. It's starting to get a little chippy. This is a tightly contested game, and these guys have been talking back and forth a little bit. Obviously, neither of them going to back down, so it's going to be interesting to see the environment these last 2 quarters.
Here's Santiago off the screen. Oh, that's a hard screen by Gomez.
See, Ebling, though, hit the floor, pops right back up, shakes it off like he wasn't even phased, even though I know that one hurt.
Rosa, pull up, jump shot, bank, no, rebound, off the hands. I believe that was Ferdinand on the other end, and hit, whistle, silent. Cameron, I think, got hammered. Lynch looking for a call. He's not going to get one.
I'm very confused
So
on
am
how
I.
that was not a foul.
So am I, Jack.
I mean, that's you can't really have much more contact than that. I guess they're saying
the refs,
verticality.
and
Well, he didn't tombstone pile drive him, but no, that was a lot of contact.
Jack, I know that, Jack, you have to also understand they're trying to let these guys play as much as possible, but sometimes you got to wait for blood. As Hodge gets hit, and again whistles are silent. And I think the Hodge foul might have actually been worse.
They just missed the backcourt violation for sure.
Oh, I did not see that one. Here comes Rosa, pull-up, jump shot, good again!
That's a nice job by Rosa, but I believe there was two of them, as didn't Gomez dribble over and then dribble back, and then the heel caught the line as well. So, I don't know.
Hey, but
and Romano again can't keep it alive. Here comes Porch, drives it in. Whistle silent, should have been called a goaltend.
Oh, I don't know. I think he might have met him at the rim on
You
that
think
one.
so?
That looked good for me.
It was close.
I thought he caught it clean. Either way, great hustle back by Hodge.
Wow. And I'm iffy on that one, but then here's Lynch with the fake dribble drive. Up, no, but two shots again coming up. First off, again, credit the save, I believe, by Romano. Then he hustles his way back, swats it, which again could have been a questionable goaltend. I'll agree with both Brandon and Jack on that one. Lynch really was the man who did it on both ends.
And neither of the
Actually, I should say Romano really is the one, but Lynch also made it happen on the offensive end.
these referees not making friends on either bench. Both coaches, looking for some explanations on plays back and forth in that last
Yeah, this
sequence.
might be at the end of this game. We might just see them scoot out the back door right into the car real quick.
And with the physicality and the athleticism between these two squads, it is going to be a very difficult second half to officiate.
And these are three referees that I happen to know, and I'm sure the two of you know very well.
They do a great job.
And they do. Fred Leo, actually, along with the great Jimmy Cheng, who's been a long-time referee, I believe Hearts to Hand was a very big company. I don't know if you two ever actually did anything with that nonprofit. I was, beside being the announcer, I was helping promote that event. And the late, great Tom Sachs of Roselle Catholic was involved with that as well. Fred was actually on the board of that company. I mean, he does a lot for referees. Brian Ebeling moments ago with a 6-point. We are down to a 5-point game, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, shout out the refs. My New Year's revolution not to have beef with them this year.
Oh, great poke away by Romano.
Here's a 2-on-1 opportunity. Left-hand scoop is no good by Romano. Out of bounds, and it's going back to the Marauders. Lynch may not like the call, but it's another turnover again for the team from Belmar.
And that's just a positioning thing. The two officials practically up here near the volleyball line. Only one person might have a chance at seeing that one. As you see some contact and a whistle here, but
looks like more of a tackle on that one. Looks like more of a football play.
I think they honestly both just slipped and were able to collide, but that's going to end up being a foul. And Romano, his shoulder looks to be in a little discomfort.
Oh, yes.
But
it does. Well, Brian
hopefully
Ebeling
he's okay.
So Brian Ebeling guilty of that foul. That's 2 on him, and already 3 fouls here in the third quarter.
I think Coach Lynch trying to argue that, they just ended up colliding and slipping down. That's more of the floor, but nonetheless, call already made in the book.
Well, Lynch has certainly been protesting quite a few plays here in this third period already. Missed a couple of charges, a couple of block shots that thought could have been contact. As again, the ball goes back to the man Rosa. Rosa again with it. Skip pass back to Santiago. Santiago gets the screen. Santiago takes his time again. He's really in no hurry. Guard by Romano, and now they're going to say he stepped on the line. And that's the first big call here in the third period by St. Rose.
And you could see these two teams right now, tightly contested battle. Romano over by the St. Peter's bench, and the refs are telling both sides to cut it because they are letting each other hear it. And obviously, getting into a tight game like this between these two squads, you can understand the emotion flying from both sides.
Cooper checks into the ball game. And now St. Rose can get this thing for the first time since early in the first to a 1-possession game. Lynch fakes, gives it back to Hodge. Hodge back to Cooper. Cooper, step back, goes back to Lynch, trying to go inside to Hodge. Here is Lynch. Back out again, Cooper. Cooper flows, no. Rebound, Lynch. He's got it and one. Great job again, Lynch, to keep that one alive. He's looking to make this a 2-point game with 3:18 to go.
The growth of Avery Lynch is unbelievable, and obviously he has a great guy at the helm here in Brian Lynch. He's been working with him for a while, but to see what he's grown into from last year when he was just a freshman making an impact. He was almost exclusively a shooter for this team last year, and now he can do it at all three levels. He's beefed up. He can score it inside, and he did it right there in a huge spot.
And you can count there on one. I know him and Ebling and Hodge definitely in the weight room getting after it. All of them, at bare minimum, look to have put on about 5 pounds of muscle. Ebling coming in jacked here, probably put on about 10 pounds. And Lynch, I think just – the body, you talk about the growth. It's both physically and within his game. I mean, it's just through the roof, you know.
But we talk about right there, that was not a good foul again by Jayden Hodge. And I know that his brother Matt not only is a good older brother, but he's also been kind of developing Jayden. He tries to, despite how far they live nowadays, Matt has really been a big brother and big mentor to Jayden, and I know right there he's got to be upset with that foul. That's just, that's the type of fouls that Hodge can't afford to do. As we go back the other way, it's Ferdinand. Back again, this is Porch. Porch back again to Martinez. Martinez, do they go back to Rosa? Yes, they do. Rosa trying to get the screen. Rosa, remember, there's no shot clock again here in the state of New Jersey. Here's Rosa, back out. Santiago again with Romano, down low again. Porch, that's no good. I should say that was Ferdinand, actually. That's no good. And here comes, for the first time today, Rose can tie or take the lead with a three. Cooper for the lead. Got it to go! Big three-pointer by Cooper.
How about the freshman in an environment like this, handling the ball all the way up court and having the confidence to step into one there? They gave him the nickname Grandpa because of how he can play at such an easy pace. He showed it off right there.
Rose on the other end. He's hit. They're going to call again. Avery Lynch. That's going to be his first. I'll tell you what, that last three by Cooper even got my partners excited.
Yeah, and
how can you not?
I think that's, considering the way this third quarter's been called, I think that's a little bit questionable of a whistle there.
Is that Jackie Bartek questioning?
But I'll say this.
He is.
I'll say this. These are the types of environments you live for as a player, as a fan, as a broadcaster. You could feel the energy in this arena right now, Jackie, despite it not being the biggest crowd of the day. Everybody's into it.
Now two straight lead changes again, if I may. Richie Rosa now with a game-high 17 points. But you're right, you can feel the energy again here in this building. And on the other end, another foul. This one, Mason Santiago.
I understand that they're trying to regain control of the game and try to get the tempers to slow down a little bit. But the last two fouls, by my book, SAWFT, soft.
Bench warning against St. Peter's Prep.
That was not much of a surprise. We know Mirabel's got a temper, and he's got to be careful there. And at some point, I think they're going to hit Brian Lynch with one as well.
My man is defending vocally with his team right now. I love that style of coaching.
And his players feed off of it, too.
Well, let's see if they can right now. This is Romano again with it. The pressure again is on. Romano's in trouble. 95 seconds left to go in the third. There's the steal against Santiago. Well, at least it looked like Santiago had it, but he's out of bounds.
Oh, man, that Marauders bench loves it, though.
I'm telling you right now, Coach Mirabel loves it. If he could swap souls with a player right now and be on the court, he would. He loves the game so much. It's so inspiring to see this kind of coaching. And you can see the contrast in coaching styles. Lynch, not always one to get fired up. He can, don't get me wrong, but, he's laid back and let's get things working right. Mirabel is, no, let's take it to him as hard as possible. It's a contrast in philosophies. Both work.
Well, moments ago, Cameron misfires. Foul on the other side with 1:13 again here in the third period.
On the floor, though.
It is, yes. That is, I believe it's going to be on Tyler Cameron, so that's going to be 3 on him.
And they're in the bonus, so shots anyway.
Yeah, that's a bad foul again by a couple of very questionable fouls by this Purple Rose team. And now here is Porch trying to regain the lead for the Marauders. Actually, I should say they're not regaining. They would extend. My apologies.
It's a tough part. You get late into these games that are so tightly contested, so physical, and for the large part of this third quarter, they've kind of let these guys play. And now over the last minute or two, the whistles have come out of it. It's a fine line to try and balance. You want to play with that physicality, but it's tough to adjust to the officials and the way they're calling.
So 2 for 2 goes Eric Porch, 9 for him, 42-39. 1:10 again left to go here in the third period. Long side again, Brandon Marazzo, Jack Bartek, Jake Schwartz again for the 13th annual Metro Classic New Jersey Hooper Group powered by All Abilities Live. Cooper back to Lynch. He's been the man here in the third. He's got it to know, and the rebound finally brought down by Ferdinand. We run the other way. Here's Santiago. Santiago gets it to go. Mason Santiago. Where in the world is Mason Santiago?
We always talk about, the shift of gears, but how about downshifting on that one, just trying to slow down a bit, make sure he gets the right touch on that layup. A nice job cutting through.
Cooper again in trouble. He dribbles his way out of bounds. It's going back to the Marauders with 25-9 to go.
I'm wondering if they're saying that he actually got blocked, and it looked like he came down, landed on the line, still had possession of the ball.
I believe he did. I hate to say that, Brandon, but I actually think he did. As Caden Post is set to check. Nope, yep, he's back in. I thought maybe they were going to hold him until the end of the quarter, but yes, that is correct.
It was good help defense by Santiago. Also good from the low block. It looked like he brought a lot to Santiago. Good awareness.
You see, the defender trying to say, he's slapping my hands down. I'm trying to pull up. And I always do think that the offensive ball handler, not just Rosa, just in general at all levels, I think the offensive player just gets away with too much of having that free hand and making the defense arms do what they want to make it easier on themselves. We need to start cracking down and let guys play defense.
This is hand check disciple, Brandon Marazzo speaking.
Yes, absolutely.
Is this
bring it back.
Hand check 101, I believe.
I want it back. Just bring it back. What's wrong with hand checking? You want to make the game physical. You want to bring defense back into the game at a high level. You keep the zone defense, but then you allow hand checking. Guys are good enough to score with both of those coming at them.
And I'll say this, they have been letting the hand checking go a little bit here in the second half, and you kind of have to with the guard play in this game. If you're not allowing hand checking, we'd be having 100 to 98 games.
Oh, boy.
Well, listen, you know what? If you want to, just look at James Harden play the game of basketball when he goes to the rim. If you want to see someone pull arms down, it's happening all over the place.
Yes, it is.
And I'm sick of it.
Final 6 seconds again here in this third quarter. This for the lead, or should say for three, is no good. Attempt by Ebeling. As we are through 3 quarters, Richie Rosa leading the way with 18. St. Peter's Prep Marauders trying to go at least 1-0 to start their weekend.
Gentlemen, do you feel the electricity in the air after a couple of games that may have gotten away in terms of the scoreboard? We have a tight battle here for the last game of night number 1 here at the Metro Classic, and I'm just enjoying the ride, fellas.
Yeah, if you're not feeling the energy in this gym after that quarter, you got to check your pulse, because that was as good as you'll get in New Jersey high school basketball. Back and forth, a seesaw battle. St. Rose had the lead for a second. And listen, 6-point game. This one is far from over. You saw the Purple Roses can get them in droves. I think we're in for a good one here.
There's just something about this gym and the Purple Roses being in dogfights. I'm telling you guys, last year, Mount Verde, St. Rose, one of the best games I felt like I've seen in a while through the first, I would say 2.5 quarters. It was such a competition that the electricity was just awesome, and it just seems every time St. Rose comes into this, they got a quality opponent on the other side, and we got a dogfight on our hands. Heavyweight matchup. Let's get it.
And coming up again tomorrow, we'll be back here again for continuing coverage of the NJ Hoop Recruit. St. Thomas More will kick things off with Blair Academy. We're talking about 2 Hall of Fame coaches. Joe Magtegna, over 28 years at the famed Blairstown program, taking on a team led by a man who spent over 46 years as their head coach, Jerry Quinn. London Jamison rounds out the way. You've got talented junior Duran Rippey, and that should be fun to watch. 4:15, Paul the Sixth takes on famed South Shore Brooklyn. 5:45, we'll see the debut of SoCal Academy, led by former Lou High phenom Jacob Ross. Kelvin Odie and Trent McLean headed to West Virginia. Also, they'll take on Lawrence Woodmere, featuring former St. Raymond's phenom Anderson Diaz. Also 7 o'clock, Gil St. Bernard Manasquan. 8:15, Darius Adams makes his return home against A. Durkak in Colonia, and Camden Roseau Catholic will round out day 2. So we've got some good basketball on tap tomorrow.
How about the defense coming here from Mason Santiago? A costly pass coming from the Purple Roses. He's able to steal that, and then getting up the court, he gets a flat tire, loses his shoe, still able to get the pass off.
And I'm surprised they stopped it, actually. They stopped it because you should do that when a player loses their shoe, but not if there's an advantage on the break for the offensive team. I thought St. Rose had an advantage. They stop it anyway.
Car Shopping 101 brought to you by Brandon Marazzo on that one. So St. Rose again with a this is a two-possession game. Again, looking to try to get this thing down to 3. They go right back to Jayden Hodge, trying to get that screen. And Hodge has really got to get going here in the fourth quarter. He's been, again, really just held to 7 points on 2 of 9 shooting. Hodge gets it, and he's fouled. This is exactly what Brian Lynch needs out of his captain.
Yeah, I would like to see Hodge get more going on the offensive end here in this last quarter. He's been just a little bit too quiet for me. He's a quality player. We already know he's going to be playing at the next level. D1, it's just a matter of where. Would not be surprised if it's Villanova, let's be honest. But
I would love
nonetheless,
to see that.
Maryland, he has other offers in there. Have your pick, young fella. I would just like to see the younger Hodge brother, now the Hodge brother in the program,
that he is.
step up into this limelight that we know he's capable of being in and comfortable.
And what I love about Jayden Hodge, just like I did with his brother Matt, is they played for such a great EYBL program. Terrence Williams, or as much as he's referred to, has been a man that in just such a short time has produced some of the best high-level players, from Mohamed Bamba, Cole Anthony, Quade Green, and it just seems like that road is continuing. Now, we'll see, I think, another one tomorrow. Ethan Johnston, or no, on Saturday, excuse me. He is a PSA kid himself, and, but that just shows an example of that PSA pipeline. It's just only seems like it's getting better. Here's Santiago again with it, guarded well again by Ebeling. Again, 1 minute gone by here in the final game of day 1 of the Metro Classic. Here again is Santiago. Pull-up jumper, that's no good. Rebound again, smacked on the way. It's Romano. He's able to get it back. Now they got to go, and they got to go quickly. Ebeling, back out again, Romano. Romano again with it. Romano pulls up, three-pointer. That's off the mark. That was not a good shot again. That was well out of Romano's range.
No, I got to disagree with you there. Anytime he steps over the volleyball line, he's within range, and I actually don't mind that shot. He had space. That's a guy who really want to get going here to start the fourth. I'm okay with him taking that anytime down.
I've seen him make deeper shots before. I'm also okay with it. I know it is up to about a pro-level 3. How about the turnover?
Great defense by Hodge.
And just like that, Brian Ebeling is able to make it a 3-point game. That's the 8th point again of the night. So, again, I guess I kind of withdraw what the two of you said. I mean, it just, from looking at that 3, you thought maybe his feet just weren't set. Now, whether or not he's made those shots from far away, I don't disagree with that, but I just don't think it was the right time for that kind of shot, though. But you know what? Hey, he was able to, again, St. Rose able to capitalize, and now we're going to have a foul. And I think they're going to call this.
Yeah, they're going to get Ebeling trying to jump that handoff. But how about that last bucket? Tremendous defense by Jayden Hodge. He hasn't necessarily had the offensive side tonight, but impact the game in different ways. He gets in the passing lane, bats it away, and Ebeling with a great finish.
Yeah.
And now
Ebeling again.
They're forcing him to check out.
He might have blood on his jersey. It is possible. We'll have to check. I know the trainer is from Franklin is coming over to their bench, so we'll have to see what they say about this one. Is Fred Leo again the head of?
He didn't foul out, did he?
He doesn't seem to. They only have 3 up on the scoreboard right now.
That's correct. Brian Ebeling only has 3 fouls now. I don't know.
And he's not getting checked for blood on his jersey. I don't know what that was.
Well, whatever it is, Brian Ebeling has to take a seat here. And a crucial situation as Rosa again gets the ball. Dribble, fake, handoff. Rosa, pull up. Got it to go again. It's Rosa. Richie Rich has capitalized again. 20 for Rosa. And the lead is back to 5, 47-42.
Dude, the mid-range game, the turnaround, the confidence, just right on the money. Perfect form with it. I mean, he is really special. And you know, I think the difference in today's game of what separates the good players from the great players is having that mid-game in your arsenal.
Yeah, and listen, you talked to Coach Mirabel about Richie Rosa. He says he is electric, and he could just change a game at any time. He's been that type of game changer today, and all the different types of shots that he's hit. He's really showing off the full bag of tricks. It's impressive, especially for a kid his size. You mentioned, though, he's got that dog in him, and I think that really shows on the court.
Well, dude, like I said, you know, I mean, my man's a Puerto Rican national. You know, the Boricua people just love getting after it. You want to call him undersized, he's going to prove you wrong. You want to say that there's more athletic guys on the court, he's coming right at your face with it. I absolutely love it. Being Portuguese descent, those are like cousins to us, my friend, and I love seeing him getting after it, man. There's nothing I love more than a fellow Latin man getting after it on the court.
I love your enthusiasm. I did not know you were a descent. I love that.
Oh, and there's Rosa with a tremendous defensive play.
Great job again on that. So a great job again on that one. The pressure again and the turnover as, again, St. Peter's will get it right back again here with a 5-point lead with 5:47 left to go. And I got to tell you, if I'm Villanova, I might be taking a look at Richie Rosa. Shut up. Be quiet. So here we go. Santiago with it, down low again. He finds his man, might have gotten away. That was Ferdinand, might have gotten away with the travel. And looking for a fight and getting it back again, Ferdinand. Back out again, who else? It's Rosa. Rosa again, he'll slow it down, no hurry. They should get a shot clock here in the state of New Jersey. I really believe that. Pennsylvania's been complaining about that for years. Here's Rosa, dribble drive, lost it. Great job again by Avery Lynch. He gets the ball, he fell out, and he knocked it right off of Rosa. That's a big-time turnover for the boys from Belmar.
That was interesting there. Yeah. What you thought about that, Jack?
Great verticality by Lynch to obviously not foul defensively, and then the awareness to throw it off Rosa as he's out of bounds so you could set up the offense. Really high IQ player. He's shown it multiple times tonight.
And Hodge gets it right out of the turnover. Hodge again, floater's no good. Hodge again, and rebounded. There's Derek Gomez. Here's back to Santiago. Santiago again, Ferdinand. Swatted again from behind. It's Romano. Here come the Purple Roses. Here comes Jayden Hodge, and he's fouled.
Block party for the Purple Roses right now. Back-to-back possessions. Defense really locking in. And now a chance for Hodge at the line. Cut into this one a little more.
And how great is that last possession on the other end? There's no hidden agendas, no hidden intentions. It's Ferdinand saying, I'm coming right at you, and I'm going to try and stuff it in your face. And Romano going up with verticality against him, and he wins that battle. And a great job by Hodge getting downhill on the other end.
And Hodge has got to get it going right now. Again, just 8 points again for the Jersey native as he needs to really, again, get things. So it looks like, again, a wet spot. Of course, it is the late night. It's actually about to be 10 o'clock. We started our day out at 3 o'clock. We're starting our day out tomorrow at 3 o'clock with St. Thomas More and Blair Academy. And 5 more games coming up here tomorrow as Hodge, he's got the first.
It was a little eerie in here. I haven't heard this place that quiet in a minute.
That wiping of the sweat really took the air out of the room.
I wonder what that does to a player at the line, you know, just after playing an electrifying atmosphere and now just dead quiet until play resumes.
And he's unfazed. And that's 2 huge free throws to cut it back to a 1-possession game.
Indeed. 10 points again for Hodge. And here come the Marauders with an opportunity again. Down, up by 3 again. Time is certainly on their side here as, again, Santiago hit by Romano. They're going to let this one go. It's back again to Richie Rich. Here is Rosa. Dumps it out. Corner 3, no. And the rebound finally brought down by Romano. Here's an opportunity for the Purple Roses to tie with a 3, be down 1 again with a 2. Back to Romano. Romano down low goes to Lynch. Lynch again. Great cut pass to Cooper. No. Back to Lynch, but he traveled, and I agree with that.
Yeah, you can see even Coach Brian Lynch sit there saying, come on, man, you got to put the ball down. You know better than that. But unfortunately, it just takes the step before.
And great ball movement by St. Rose. Even better defensive rotations by the St. Peter's team. You get 4 quick passes, pinballing around like that offensively. It's very rare to not have an open shot. St. Peter's does a good job sticking with them.
Caden Post back in the games. Here's Rosa again with it. 4 minutes left to go. Every second again has counted here in this fourth quarter as they go back down low again to Ferdinand. He pulls up, shot no good. Rebound off the hands of Lynch, and there's freshman Isaiah Cooper coming up with it. Cooper just dribbled through traffic. Cooper's got to give it up. Cooper, and he did almost got called from backcourt. Brian Lynch able to get that timeout.
Yeah, that was a bit of a freshman play there, just driving into a wall of white and maroon there. Was able to hang on to the possession, and good on him not to get that backcourt violation, but his coach having to bang that timeout and save him real quick.
Hey, but I'll also add this. I mean, we've seen St. Peter's prep countless times over the past couple of years. You know this team, how tough they are defensively for a player of any seniority to take the ball up against. And you got to give Cooper credit to recover and make sure he doesn't step on the line there as he recovers.
100%.
You know, it's the little things like that, saving a possession. I know you have to bang a timeout, but saving a possession to not step on that line. With 3:47 to go, you can start to count the possessions, and each one matters so much.
I would definitely give him credit. I mean, just 3-on-1, and somehow he's still hanging on with the ball, and definitely showing off the toughness. But let's see what the play after the timeout's going to be.
And it's not the worst thing in the world for St. Rose to have Brian Lynch with a clipboard in his hands in a one-possession game. I'm very excited to see what they come up with for the sideline out of bounds coming out of the timeout.
I mean, put me down right now. I believe we're going to see an inbound pass to Hodge. Don't be surprised if it's Romano taking a 3-ball.
St. Rose again out of the timeout here.
Always got to watch the inbounder.
Yep. And they'll put Eric Porch again, one of their best defenders, on Romano. Romano may not have a double figures, but he has accounted again for 90% of the rebounds here this evening. So Romano gets it, goes to Cooper. Cooper trying to kind of shake off that freshman rookie mistake. They do go to Hodge. Now they go back to Romano. Romano, do they go back to Hodge? No, Romano fakes. Romano drives, dribbles, stripped. Great play again, Caden Post.
Yeah, a lot of contact, but good hands by Porch to strip it loose.
They go back again. Who else? Their captain, Richie Rosa.
I want the record to state they were absolutely going Hodge to Romano on that 3. Just good defense was able to stop it.
And back the other way again to Santiago. Santiago back out again, Ferdinand. Ferdinand back out again, Rosa. Rosa.
I thought they were going to double team there, put some pressure on him.
Well, they did it. They did briefly, and then they kind of just pulled back instead of going 2-on-1 and kind of ISO, kind of a 1-on-1 man coverage. There's that double team trap, forcing a turnover again, and here comes Hodge. He's all alone. He slams it home, and that's going to get some excitement from older brother Matthew.
And another
12
great
points again for him.
Great play by the freshman Cooper to quickly float that one ahead to the 2-on-0. That's a heady play by Grandpa.
Here's Rosa again with it. I love the nickname, by the way, Grandpa. Freshman being called Grandpa. Don't you call seniors that name? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Now it's a 47-46. They have not updated it, by the way, on the stream, but it is a one-point game. Santiago loses it. Out of bounds, but it's going to stay Marauder basketball.
Yeah, good hands, good hustle there, and it'll stay with St. Peter's. But you can feel the electricity coming back here for the final 2 minutes.
And they've got to change the score here again on the stream. It is not 47-44. It is 47-46. Rosa gets it off the inbound. He's guarded again by Tyler Cameron. Back out again to Santiago. Santiago back out to Porch. Porch approaching 2 minutes. Almost stolen again by Cooper. It goes back to Porch. Porch back again. Goes to Rosa. Rosa in trouble and a foul. And I think they're going to call it on Cameron. And I think if that is,
I'm declaring
that's
shenanigans.
number 4.
I'm declaring shenanigans. That was all ball from here. I'm sorry. Like, that was right on the ball. That should have been a jump ball situation at the very least. I think we got it wrong there. I'm sorry.
Well, you may not like it, but unfortunately, Cameron 1 foul away from being disqualified. 4 fouls again for the talented junior.
Yeah, and he's got to be careful because Omir Renee, Orion Campbell have not seen action, and that's a really tough turnover for St. Peter's.
Right away, right out of again the gate, it's going to be St. Rose basketball with 2 minutes again left to go, and the momentum on their side.
Down at the park, we like to call that a foot race when you think that your guy's going to break out and get an easy lob over the top. It's just a miscommunication there.
Yeah.
That one sails out.
It's just tough because you're not up against the end of the 5 count there. You can take your time and get it into a more open outlet.
Hodge drives the lane again. He's hit, and he'll shoot 2 here. You know when the game is on the line, Jayden Hodge is getting the ball. I know Big Brother definitely approves on that one. He can give St. Rose the 1-point lead.
It's a great downhill drive by Hodge. I'm really surprised. They must have called the foul down low because I saw it perfectly clear, all ball up top. So it must have been body contact. Hodge making the most of it at the line.
Ties it up just like that. You know, he has a slow start, but he's come on tonight here with 13 points.
I'll tell you, dude, he looked like he was climbing the steps. I thought we were going to see him throw it down on that one.
And what he does, it's an elite trait. His brother possessed it too. Even when he's not scoring, he stays involved in the game in a bunch of different ways. So when it gets to crunch time, he's active in the game, and he doesn't allow himself to just slack off and stand in the corner.
Well, he does miss the second one, but he does lock things up again at 47. We've had 3 ties and 8 lead changes here in this one as Mason Santiago brings it up. Santiago again, no particular time. They can take this thing all the way down to the last shot. They go back to Porch. Porch drives, left hand, good. Beautiful move again by Porch.
My chest hurts because that was a lot of contact. You saw him just blasting through, able to get the and one. And how about the touch on the ball? A little English on it off the glass. Gets it to fall. A great job by Porch.
What a game, man. What a game.
You know what? This is the type of basketball the 3 of us, again, sign up for. We get to sign up for this type of basketball as Porch back to the line. Porch has now become the 3rd player in double figures. He's looking to make it 12, and he's looking to make this a 3-point game.
You believe some people, obviously you should be paying for this kind of basketball. I get paid for this. I'm living the dream, baby.
So is everyone else, my friend. We are all living the dream. Here they go, back to Cooper. Cooper again, back to Romano, 3-pointer for the tie. That's no good. Rebound again, pulled down by Santiago.
Just rushed it just a little bit. A great shot selection. Just rushed it.
I think I absolutely believe not only rushed it, I think, yeah, he forced that one too much. And this is a good timeout again here by St. Peter's Prep with 1:02
I'll tell you,
to go.
with short time, though, I think they needed a 3. I didn't hate the shot. I know he could pull it. I just wish he would have just squared up the hips a little more. You know, it was kind of like, a little too narrow hip pointing right at it. It was just a little off balance, but I don't hate the shot.
And listen, that's the guy that you want taking that shot if it's going to be taken. So you got to have trust in your guy who's been in your program now for a couple of years and have that faith in him to make the right play. And unfortunately, it comes up a little bit short. It's not over yet. The tough part is with no shot clock, you got to start considering playing the free throw game. Neither team has been terribly efficient at the line, so it's far from over.
If I'm wrong, but I think St. Peter's, though, does have the possession, I think. I could be wrong. We have not had a jump ball at least since late second. We have not had many jump balls. I don't think we had one here in the second half.
And that's why I would start to play the free throw game now.
Yes.
Take as many chances getting them to the line as possible, where in high school basketball, it's maybe a little bit of a better chance than a coin flip at the line. You want to get yourself as many possessions here down the stretch in a 3-point game with no shot clock. You can't say, a minute and 2 seconds. I got 3 possessions left in there. That's not the case here. You got to try and get a steal on the inbound. If you can, immediately trap. If not, I'm fouling right after that.
Anybody else? Overtime, please. Overtime, please. Overtime.
Oh, you want overtime?
Always.
Maz gets paid by the hour.
Well, with 1 minute again left to go here in this one, let's not brag. Come on, kids. As we go back to Porch. Porch with it again. Floater, got it to go! Eric Porch with 5 in a row. He's got some insurance on that one, 52-47.
Hey, Jackie, gas ain't cheap, all right?
3 on the way. That one no good by Renee. They go back to Cooper. Cooper again in trouble, and Lynch is going to talk things over.
It's a good timeout by Coach Lynch.
Very good timeout indeed, and in my opinion, I think that you could set something up here again, maybe try to go the 2 possessions for
So
one.
here's the question. Do you get the 2 out of the way or the 3 out of the way first?
See,
What if
personally,
you missed the 3, though?
I would draw up a 3-point play here because you have a chance to draw something up clean here coming out of a timeout, get exactly what you want. So take the tougher option out of the way here. When you control all the variables and you come out of the timeout with the exact look that you want as opposed to getting a stop and now you got to get it in transition. What I will say is on the other end, for Porch to go that quickly to the bucket, I thought was a mistake. You want to drain the clock as much as possible, and it wasn't exactly a good look. But if you're going to take it, you better make it. And he did just that.
In acrobatic fashion, my friend. A little
unreal finish.
Little scoop around.
My goodness.
Good Lord.
Both teams, again, still with 3 fouls each. So, again, both teams with fouls to give here in the 4th. And I believe both teams still have 2 timeouts remaining. This is not necessarily a bad loss if you're St. Rose because, you're back at it again on Saturday against a tough, against a tough La Lumiere type of team. But, I mean, you don't really want this one to get away. You had the momentum late in that 3rd quarter.
And they could really use the power points from this one.
All right, let's see what happens here, though.
Because they're not going to talk their way out of this one. Here's Hodge for 3. Yes.
Oh, yes.
Jayden Hodge
delivers.
Yes. He has heated up again here in the 4th quarter. 8 points here in the 4th, and Big Brother is definitely happy about that one. 52-50 with 32.3 left to go.
I was just thinking, last year he shot a lot of threes. We haven't seen him. Would I be crazy to think that they're going Hodge off the inbound here? And then, of course, the toughest of tough shots. I mean, corner 3, defender right in the face. I mean, what a make by him. And clearly we got our answer.
That was
3 ball out of the way
big-time
first.
shot, though, again, as you mentioned, by Hodge. But, again, this is what he does. His brother, by the way, and very reminiscent of what Matt has done, coming off that screen, taking that quick release.
Yeah.
Both of them can shoot it. Just very similar shot select.
And that's one thing Coach Lynch told me is that he has improved his shooting massively this year from last season. And in the biggest moments of the game, you want to give the ball to your guy and let them do what they do. And that's exactly what happened there. It wasn't even really much of a play drawn up.
Well,
it was jump out and isolate.
After a slow start, he has come on with 9 points here in the second half alone. He has ignited this Purple Rose
just an
team.
Awesome player.
Yeah, and you know what? I mean, 2 great guards that have been on display with Rosa and Hodge, and here we go.
And he gets kicks of the game for me, too. Those yellow Nikes.
I like those kicks.
Fuego.
You know what? I like that, Brandon, that you have been stating we have a kicks player of the game. I got to tell you,
that's an All Abilities Live classic.
Hey, if you can't get a steal here off the inbound, you got to foul immediately.
No question about it. Here we go. As they go right to Santiago. Santiago back to Rosa. Almost stolen. Back to Post. Post in trouble. Down low again. He goes. He finds his man. It's Santiago. And no foul. No, it is a foul, but they're just not going to say it.
They're saying on the
no
floor.
Shot. It's on the floor. That's correct. That's what I thought. Yep.
And they missed an opportunity. In my mind, you could see Matt Hodge here sitting on the sideline saying when it got to Post, that's the guy to foul because he hasn't been in this whole 4th quarter. And with the rest of the shooters on the floor, that's probably the guy you want at the line.
Cooper now with 3 fouls on that. And so, again, St. Rose had a foul to give. And, again, the pressure almost out of bounds. Great D by Jayden. And immediately, the Purple Roses have no choice but to foul Renee. Puts St. Rose over the limit, and the Marauders looking to just 2-putt their way to victory with 18.9 to go.
Call me crazy. I think that's where I would have actually liked to see them come off. Leave Post open. You force the ball to him with maybe a double team, and that's when you could get your foul. But nonetheless, here we have Santiago at the line.
And they've got a good matchup coming up on Saturday night against Plainfield. Now, we saw Plainfield again earlier tonight. How well does this team match up
they're
with
fun
this
to watch.
Plainfield team? My goodness.
Plainfield is
now that could
fun
be
to
like,
watch.
and what's funny is that everybody says the 7 o'clock game is the feature game. Would you agree that could be the big feature game here in the state of New Jersey? I know that Montverde Academy is playing next, and then La Lumiere is playing after. It's 2 big foul shots by Mason Santiago. That Peters game and Plainfield could be the feature game of Saturday night. As Jayden Hodge again brings it up. Final 15 seconds. Hodge again back to Romano. He's got it to go. 11 points for Romano.
I'll tell you right now, this is the game
Oh,
right
yeah.
here. This is it. I don't know if
Absolutely.
it's going to get any better than what we're looking at on
Oh,
this
yeah.
court right now. I am loving
definitely.
it. I cannot believe Hodge and Romano back-to-back situations, the clutchest of threes you're ever going to see towards the end of a game.
And that three again by Romano was, I talked about this earlier that I was not comfortable with some of the threes he took, but for some reason this was the one three I thought, I just felt like it was going to fall. And, Romano again has showed his, like you two have said, Brandon and Jack, that he has shown his resilience. And again,
man's a sniper.
And listen here, it's get it in at all costs, of course, but the two guys you got to be looking to get the ball to. I'm not breaking any news here. It's Richie Rosa or Mason Santiago. Those are your two guys who want at the charity stripe right now.
Yeah.
So a similar story. Got to try and steal the inbound. If not, immediate foul.
I believe one timeout left. I believe for St. Peter's. St. Rose might have two.
And here's the thing. Even if they make both free throws here, it's still only a one-possession game.
Right.
You can only make it three. So
true.
it's not over yet, folks, especially when you saw the last two St. Rose possessions.
Well,
Jackie, say it with me now, baby. Say it with me now.
Could we go overtime?
Overtime. Come on, baby. Give me OT. I want it.
Well, you just never know on any given basketball night.
Also interesting, Tyler Cameron has 4, and he's out there. But he'll be guarding the ball. That makes sense.
So Porch again will inbound.
Oh, never mind. He's not guarding the ball.
All right, so Porch to inbound.
Huh.
Who do you go to here?
Got to get it to Rosa.
They got to find a way to get it to him or Santiago.
Double team it.
They have to go right to post, and they immediately foul. They're going to call this on Romano, and I believe that's going to be personal number 2 on the senior.
But that's what you have to do, right? You got to send that double team. You got to put the pressure on. You know where they're trying to put the ball. You got to force them to the certain guy, and now we'll see what happens.
That's 3 actually on Romano. I did not know. I did not realize that.
And I'll tell you what, when I used to play, I would have hated what just happened. A little huddle at the free throw line. When I got fouled, I wanted to get right to the line and just focus on the rim.
It's the jinx. They always try to jinx that player at the line. It's that first shot good by Jayden Hodge.
Onions.
Good call there.
This is a big one, though. You make this one, you can't possibly lose on this next St. Rose possession.
Well, you know that St. Rose again is, and you know St. Rose is going to try to get this thing to half court.
Yes, and
got to be able to do that.
Got to box out if you're St. Rose here.
Got to get this rebound for sure. If he
Post.
misses.
That's only the first point of the night for Jayden Post. He goes for 2, and he's got it.
2 biggest points of the night potentially.
So again, you know Lynch is going to be trying to get it right here to half court.
And that's a sophomore. How about that?
Yes. Yep. Big shot by a sophomore. 2 big points. Hodge again with it. Goes right again to Hodge. Do they call timeout here? No.
They had a foul to give, did St. Peter.
And
so,
that was a smart foul again by Santiago. No question about it.
And I would foul immediately on the catch here on this inbound.
Definitely.
You can't lose the game at the free throw line. If you're St. Peter's, just be careful it's not in the act.
Don't be that guy. Let him take the shot. Let's see it. Don't be that guy.
3 on Santiago.
Smart, but I hate that guy.
Could the hack-a-shack go? Here comes Hodge. Down to 4. Down to 3. Hodge for the tie. No. Lynch puts it up, and that will do it. And St. Peter's Prep comes in to Somerset, New Jersey, and escape with a monster victory thanks to 20 points from Richie Rosa among 3 different players, again in double figures. St. Peter's will take on Plainfield this Saturday at 7 o'clock. St. Rose, a tough one, led by junior Jayden Hodge with 16 points. Don't forget the action gets underway tomorrow at 3 o'clock p.m. St. Thomas More and Blair Academy. Paul VI, South Shore, Brooklyn, 4:15, 5:45. Lawrence Woodmere and SoCal Academy, 7 o'clock. Gill St. Bernard, Manasquan. We feature La Lumiere making its return, and in Manasquan zone, Darius Adams will take on Colonia, Camden, and Roseau Catholic at 9:30. For Brandon Marazzo and Jack Bartak, this is Jake Schwartz saying so long, everybody, from the Metro Classic and the NJ Hoop Recruit powered by All Abilities Live. See you back here tomorrow at Franklin High. Good night, everybody.